Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. Sunday, April 13th has come and gone. As you can see, the daytime is here, the sun is up. It is Monday the 14th, but that means that we got a show that dropped on HBO and Max last night, and it is arguably one of my favorite shows in recent years. It is one of the best video game adaptations I have ever seen in my life, and considering it was adapting one of my favorite video games, everything about last season made me just burst with joy, even though it is a very dark and dour world, and things are only going to get darker and more dour as we proceed. What am I talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat? We are getting ready to take a look at the first episode of season 2 of The Last of Us. And like I've said many times before, that adaptation of part 1 in the video game world from PlayStation is just perfection. And it's one of those things where having the creator of the game, Neil Druckman, involved in the production with Craig Mazin as the showrunners really amplified things, and having someone like Craig Mazin who can bring ideas on how to adapt to the table and talk through those things with Neil Druckmann, even when there were changes or slight alterations or just completely new added things, like episode, I believe, 4 from last year. You get something that is just so inherently the game, and from the cast to the way the story was portrayed, it was just flawless. Now, going into part 2, video game wise, season 2 on HBO, I haven't had a chance to replay part 2 since I originally played it. I did start watching the cinematics just to kind of get caught up, but I had a much busier week than I was anticipating. I ended up being out last night, which is why I wasn't able to watch the episode live, and I'm probably going to be a little rusty going through this first episode. Hopefully by next week I'll have watched, I think it's like an 8.5 hour compilation of all the different cinematics, including like gameplay conversations that's out online, and that'll be what I use to kind of compare what you're seeing on the show and what you're seeing from the game to show how well it's adapted, or sometimes how perfectly it is adapted. But as we go into season 2, it's one of those where part 2 is massive. Like, it is easily double the first game. And I've said from jump, if we never get a part 3 on the video game side, this show could be 4 seasons, because I think you could break part 2 into 3 seasons. At bare minimum, we already know that it'll be split into at least 2. But I genuinely think if Mazin and Druckman are doing what I think and hope they're going to do with the part 2 story, you'll see it broken up into 3 sections. And it's one of those where everybody, I think at this point, is aware that there's a new character entering the mix named Abby, being played by Caitlin Dever. And she's a very critical character to part 2. But I think if you just sprinkle her story in, you can focus more on Joel and Ellie. And it's one of these things where when it comes to the adaptation, I think Druckman and Mazin will make changes. I don't necessarily think they'll make drastic story changes, but I think maybe the structure of the story might change. When you get into part 2, you are already at the town that Tommy is at, and you see kind of Joel and Ellie have like an opening scene, and then it jumps 4 years. And from the time they're at the town, coming off of all of their fatherly-daughterly things that were going on in season 1, or part 1, that 4-year jump happens, and the relationship is already fractured, because as we've seen in the trailers, Ellie is going to find out that Joel was lying to her about what happened with the Fireflies. And that creates a lot of tension in their relationship. And after that, the game kind of goes, and there's some things that happen within the first couple hours of gameplay. When you're watching the cinematic, I think it's like within the first 25 to 30 minutes of like storytelling, that I think you could shift to the end of season 1. And I say that because as the game progresses from that point, there's a lot of flashbacks, and you start to fill in some of the gaps on what was happening with Ellie and with Joel, and with their relationship over that 4-year span that we jump past. So I think there's a world where you could slide some of those story elements up. There's also a lot of different story things going on. People will tell you that the Ellie story and the Abby story and how those are told are extremely important, but there's all sorts of other things going on in the universe, specifically with some of the other factions of people. And I think you could slide some of those things more forward and dip into those in ways where maybe it's not exactly the same as the game, but when you're out doing patrols or going on some of the types of missions that the town needs people to go on, I think some of those elements you could slide up and extend out where, like I said, something that happens early in the game might happen toward the end of the season. And that would give you the ability to really kind of build out some more of Joel and Ellie's relationship before you start to see that fracture. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen, because if you do that, it really will set you up to have a more Abby forward season in season 2, and then, much like the game, kind of bring those two stories of Abby and Ellie together in a way where the third act of the game can really be the 4th season and the 3rd season of Adapting Part 2. No matter how Mazin and Druckman do this, though, I'm pretty confident from what we saw in Season 1 that this will be phenomenal television once again. I am very excited. Like I said, I'm going to be a little rusty when it comes to the story beats and 100% remembering everything until I get through all of the cinematic stuff. So bear with me with Episode 1, but I don't want to waste any time. We have it right here. It is Episode 1, Future Days, 5 years after the events in Salt Lake. A now 19-year-old Ellie makes a discovery while on patrol with her best friend Dina. Back in Jackson Hole, Joel seeks help to mend his relationship with Ellie. So, already, I'm wrong. So I guess, yeah, where you pick up in Part 2 is probably they've been at Jackson Hole for a year, and then you have this 4-year jump. So it looks like we're just going to dive right into the 4-year jump. That's fine. I still think you can restructure the season in a slightly different way than the video game is done, and you could still be able to have some of those flashbacks coming in as you go through the episodes to fill in some of those gaps. Again, as I said, I'm not concerned with anything here when it comes to Druckman and Mazin adapting the game to bring it to television. I'm really interested to see how they do it, what we get. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get nice and comfy on the couch, get the episode up for you guys. I have it ready for me, and let's waste no time, or at least no more time, and dive in to Episode 1, titled Future Days of Season 2 of The Last of Us.
If you're not getting this hope for the world, why bother going on?
Keep going for family.
I'm not family.
Yes. Amazing to watch how they started with that type of relationship, right? Where Ellie was cargo, and by the end of that cross-country journey, she is family.
We're not immune from being ripped apart.
Joel, this is your chance. We keep her alive.
And one of the other things, like, you know, Season 1 certainly did show you that humans are a problem in this world at times, and different factions can be terrible things, but the infected were obviously a far larger threat. Season 2 and Part 2 of the game, you see that the humans are really the bigger threat than the infected are. So I really look forward to seeing how they weave in some of the infective scares and tension and the human scares and tension.
You find something new to fight for.
Oh, man.
She's being prepped for surgery.
You take me to her. You take me to her right now. Oh.
I love Joel so much.
You. Raiders attacked the hospital.
Kill everybody.
They stopped looking for a cure.
The amount of things
Taking us home.
that were just spot on, almost verbatim from the game in Season 1, where it was just amazing. And I expect more of the same in Season 2.
Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
Alright, so we're picking up right where we ended season 1.
I swear.
Ellie, Bella, combined Ellie and Bella. Her acting in this moment is so spot on, because it's one of those where he says it and you can tell that she knows he's lying, but she digests it, kind of pushes it to the side and says, I'm going to accept this as his truth. And there's a part of her that's hoping he's not lying, but you can see she knows that he might be. And it's one of those things where that relationship rests on this moment so strongly. Oh, the giraffe. The guitar picking score, or this, I guess it's a banjo. The scoring both in the season and for the game is one of my favorite elements. Oh, we're getting some Abby stuff right out the gate. Interesting.
Why would you do this?
I heard rumors. Well, some candy he took that was supposedly...
That wasn't true.
Supposedly what?
Something not true, because it isn't possible.
No, probably not. Even if it were, it doesn't fucking matter anyway.
No, without
You want to worry about something, worry about us. Ed has a brother who runs an outfit in Seattle, a guy named Isaac.
Not until we find Joel.
Interesting.
Because here's what we got. He's a smuggler. His name's Joel or Joe. There's some confusion about that.
50s, gray, beard, 6 foot tall, scar on his right temple. Oh, yeah, they say he's handsome. With a 3-day jump on us. We should have gone right after
We
him.
drove away, Abby, in our only working vehicle.
We were trying to save the wounded. We didn't save anyone. Did we?
Nope.
It's not fucking fair.
A lot of dead bodies out there.
Maybe the Seattle crew has resources. They could help us get some sort of lead.
They'll help me find him.
Yes. We'll help you find him.
This is really interesting.
We'll help you kill him.
So, in the game, when we meet Abby, we understand, much like this, she is looking for Joel, but we don't know that she is a Firefly until, like, way later in the game. So, interesting to kind of reveal that right up front, because it's one of those where we know Joel's made decisions and done things that certainly have impacted people he's seen along the way since the infection started. You just assume Abby and this group of people are somebody who was crossed by Joel somewhere. You don't know that the connection is directly to what happened with the Fireflies.
Slowly.
What?
When we kill him, we kill him slowly.
Ooh, man. I know one of the other things that's out there too is people are talking about how Caitlin Dever isn't jacked, and I don't think you need Dever to be jacked in order for her to portray Abby. People said the same thing about Bella when she was cast as Ellie, and like I said, I trust Neil Druckmann inherently, and Bella represents and adapts that character perfectly. And Dever is such a good actor, I expect very much the same from her. I don't think you need how big Abby is in the game to be a thing, as long as her hate is as strong as it is in the game. And I think right there with that opening scene, you can see in her eyes, in her face, and what she's doing as a very talented actor, that hatred is just as strong, and that motivation of hate is exactly what the show should need. Five years later. Oh, yeah, Ellie's got the tattoo. This is fun. I would assume this is some kind of training. Or maybe not. I don't think this guy is bad. She is a tough tough SOB, man. Tap, tap, tap.
Okay. Ellie!
Yes.
Boom, motherfucker.
Okay means stop.
Sorry, I was in the moment.
Second, you can't boom motherfucker people who land a first hit on you. Square in the face.
But I can obviously take a punch, so who cares? Fucking hard, by the way.
I pulled it.
You pulled it?
Yeah, he pulled it.
Why?
Because I told him to.
Why?
Otherwise, he would have knocked you out. I don't want to have to explain that to Joe.
Don't do that again.
Okay.
I love how badass Ellie is.
I should have closed in faster on that one. The rest was good.
The rest was good. You going to the thing tonight?
Don't we have to? This community and shit.
Community now? Seriously though, if you are, you could use an extra pair of hands breaking down firewood for the cookout.
Don't pull punches.
I love Bella so much. And the recreation of the town is... Jackson looks great. Written for television and directed by Craig Mazin. Love having a creator that's a real fan. You feel that love for the game and the DNA of the show everywhere.
Oh. Well, that's fun.
Joel getting older.
Hey, kiddo. Something go wrong out there?
Well, the main lines are clay,
Love her.
and our foreman is into forming.
Yeah, sorry. I'll be out there in a minute.
What you doing?
Fixing these breakers. They were gonna chuck the whole panel, but all they need is new springs.
Teach me?
First thing first. Before you mess with circuits, you gotta check if the wires are live. So how do you do that?
I licked
Voltage tester. Now, this right here is the part that matters. The bimetallic strip. Too much current runs through, heats up the strip, it bends, releases the lever, circuit breaks. Otherwise, the wires get hotter and hotter, lights the inside of your walls on fire. There goes your house.
Yeah, I would hate that.
Why is she angry at you?
She said she was angry.
No. But,
You're her best friend, Rick, and she would have told you.
nope.
I love Merced so much.
Well, I figure it's normal. Her being 19 and me being what I am, no one likes their parents at that age. I never got there with my own kids, so we're both just figuring it out for the first time, so...
Great spin, Joel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know I'm a hard ass and maybe overprotective, and she's her. I mean, what did I do?
I mean, we know.
I can't hold myself responsible for another person's emotional state.
Are you in fucking bear? Holy shit, you're seeing Gale?
I'm not in therapy, Jesus. Go fix the main line. Saw out the cracked parts, pull the roots, and we'll fill in the gaps with some ABS. Go on.
It's so fun.
It'll be okay.
Dina, don't tell anyone.
Merced is spot on with Dina. It's excellent casting. Oh, there's a clicker.
This scope is sick.
It ain't the scope, it's the shooter. You're getting good.
Who's next?
Let's see.
I like seeing her have more time with Tommy too.
There's a cluster of them up by the road. All right, you want to take your time with this one. Further away, some more drop. He's going uphill, so you got to compensate.
Headshot?
Didn't compensate enough.
All right, got him anyway.
Water up there.
Yeah, I noticed. I'll be following down Route 89. Coming out of Alpine. We should head back. Want to get a patrol out there.
Oh, how'd you that run?
Actually, taking you off patrols for a bit. Putting you on gate watch.
Gate watch? What? Why?
Because it's an important job. He's concerned about you.
Unfucking real.
You know, last run, you were a bit reckless.
It was two runners and a clicker who barely had teeth. I handled it. Isn't that the job?
You wandered off on your own, Ellie. We have rules for
Oh,
reasons.
please. Dina doesn't. Tommy, I'm an adult. He can't tell me what I can and can't do.
Yeah, well, he can tell me. I've been dealing with it my whole life. Sometimes it's easier to just go along.
I don't care if it's easier. It's not fair. By the way, you know I'm the one we should be least worried about when it comes to infected.
Hey, no, you swore. We don't talk about that.
I got bit on my arm.
We don't talk about that.
I got bit! I got bit!
Hey, hey, hey!
I'm immune!
I swear, you and my brother, same goddamn fucking person.
Well, if we're the same person, you know you're not winning this. Put me on the patrol.
Alpine Run leaves at 1300.
I do very much like how we're getting new bits and pieces that
Now, you follow the rules, you obey your captain, no questions, no exceptions.
aren't exactly the same as the game, but are very much adapting things the way these guys just know how to do it. It's like expansions, additions, but the beats are what the beats need to be. I also think when we pick up in Jackson the game, it's like the day after this day.
We need to build faster.
Faster? Sure, how much faster? See, we got this, dial called the constructor.
We're running out of space to put these people.
Yeah, I noticed. Maybe your, council stopped letting so many of them in.
It's our council. When these people are fleeing collapse settlements, they're fleeing infected. We're supposed to leave them out there?
If our lifeboat is swamped, yeah, we leave them out there.
Someone's got to make tough decisions.
If I could, I'd let them all in. And I'm working every damn day and night to make more space, you know that. But you gotta look after your own first, or you're no good to anyone. Hey, buddy.
What are those?
Okay, we're looking at maps. See? This is where we live. And what's that?
The fence.
And what's inside?
People.
What's outside?
Very good.
That's right. How do we keep them out?
We shoot them.
Are you shooting monsters? You are, you're shooting monsters.
Daddy!
There he is. Yeah. I miss you, boy. What y'all up to?
Well, your wife wants me to build faster.
Just tell her about the game.
Oh, they're so good.
You hunting or
Infected.
what, by yourself?
Yeah.
Fine.
You keep getting those monsters, then you... Oh, you got me. You got me.
Joel, you were a refugee too.
Ooh, sting 'em, Maria. I like the idea of getting more into Joel's emotional state. Also, having Catherine O'Hare is genius.
What do you have?
Herbal tea. The tea's mostly thistles and dirt.
Love her. Thistles and dirt.
What's the occasion?
It's my birthday.
Aw. It's an interesting way to start a therapy session.
I want to start one.
A little marijuana.
Shaken stem.
It's winter, Gail.
I never stopped Eugene. January, February, the man would grow buds this summer.
Didn't know psychiatrists were allowed to drink in these things.
Psychotherapist. Psychiatrist said a pill once.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not allowed to drink in these things, but I woke up this morning feeling sad. First birthday without my husband in 41 years.
Damn. Fair. Can't be mad at her.
Well, I tried what you said. I backed off. I stopped putting pressure on her. Don't even make her sit down with me for dinner anymore. And what do I get for it? Nothing. She comes home, shuts herself in the damn garage, which I should never have allowed her to move into. And that's it. Not so much as a hello. I see her around town, gives me a nod like I'm a stranger or some asshole. Even Dina asked me today, what's wrong with her? I mean, everyone can tell. Now that one treats me like a human being. She talks to me, says hello. Looks up to me, makes me feel like I'm a good guy, which I am. See, Dina understands me, like she's my kid or something.
Well, I like that.
But she's not.
Neither is Ellie.
Neither is Ellie.
Yep.
Let's try something different.
Like what?
I'm not pretending you have the most boring problem in the world. Oh, 19-year-old daughter. She's acting toward me like every night. What is this, our 5th session? Are you just gonna grouching on like this every time?
Aren't you supposed to be validated?
Yeah, actually I am. But I'm not gonna do it anymore because you're lying to me. And it's exhausting. Yes, you are, Joel. I've done this long enough to know when somebody is leaving something out. And you are definitely leaving something out.
Mm.
And you want me to validate that? No. In fact, fuck no.
Like that.
It's not your first one of the day.
Oh, no, it isn't. And before when I said I was sad, that wasn't true.
I'll just come back another day.
Should I say it out loud? Yeah, I should.
Oh, does she know?
You can't heal something unless you're brave enough to say it out loud.
Or is she talking about herself?
I'm scared, though. I'm scared to say it. Just what I have to. You shot and killed my husband.
Oh.
You killed Eugene, and I resent you for it. No, maybe a little more than that. I hate you for it.
Well, that's a
I hate you for it.
tough relationship.
And yes, I know you had no choice. I know that. I know I should forgive you. I've tried. I can't because of how you did it.
Mm.
And looking at your face, sitting in our home, makes me so fucking angry. There it is. I've said it. I'm ashamed, but it's in the air, and I can't take it back. Now maybe there's a chance I can make things right with you.
I like how she's flipping this on him. And also her helping herself. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Say the thing you're afraid to say. I can help you. Say it out loud, no matter what it is, no matter how bad.
God, Pedro's crushing it.
Did you do something to her?
Say it, Joel.
Did you hurt her? And what? What did you do?
I like the way they're shooting these tight shots. Pedro's doing so much with so little. That was such a cool shift in tone.
I saved her.
Seeing him almost say it shaky, and then just that stern Joel look coming over his face. Miller. Oh, there's the guitar. So in the game, you see him clean the guitar up, and then he gives that to her, I guess, a year into being at Jackson. But it's one of these types of things where she's got music on in her headphones. You can see the burn mark now instead of the bite mark. But like Joel just comes in and she doesn't even hear him. Scares the crap out of her.
Hi.
Dina.
I'm gonna pick you up.
Oh, you're on this run.
Uh-huh.
Give me a second.
Take as much time as you need. 2 minutes. I heard you were getting stuck on the fence today. How'd you get out of that?
Tommy?
Ooh, where'd you get the holster?
Dominique traded some old boots for it.
Yeah.
Should've kept it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not the best shoes for snow.
Here, let me help. Okay, you can do it. That's okay. Got it. There we go. Just like that. Hold on. Let me get this part here. Yep. There we go.
Very much like how they're playing this.
Better?
Yeah, better.
See, with all that hardware. I feel like Curtis and Viper. You know, those movies Joel likes. I was actually gonna maybe watch them tomorrow night with him. If you want to join.
Aw, Dina.
Yeah, patrol. Thank you. You're welcome.
So I do like seeing that they're doing what I kind of thought they would do, which is kind of show you a little bit more of the day-to-day in Jackson and doing patrols. I guess I think this is technically the day before we pick up, because there's a thing that he's mentioned already that they're going to that night. It's already happened, and then you get like flashbacky moments.
You're doing the Alpine Run. I know a couple of you are new to this trail, so listen up. You're taking Route 191 down to Hobart. Yes, Dina.
Hi, should we stick to the road, scan the countryside, hit our checkpoints, and sign the logbook?
You know what? That sounds great. But while you're doing all that, we got reports of strays, so be careful when you get into the town. Now, I see Ellie over here looking like Curtis.
That's twice.
If you see one or two runners, that's fine. Clear them out. Anything more, anything worse, you come on back and we send out a squad. Understood?
You know you're only like 4 years older than us, right?
Say understood.
Understood.
Thank you. Your patrol leader is Kat, so you will follow her orders. When you're back, today's all-clear sign is yellow. Yellow, good. Green, bad.
I like that. Gotta change them up.
Can you take things a little more seriously? The others look up to you for some fucking reason. Okay, Alpine Run, moving out.
Now you out. Where the infected are.
So you going tonight?
Yes, I'm going.
Taking anyone?
No.
Why not? That's available.
Why would I ask?
The other one.
Oh my god.
What? You used to with her. She definitely left her mark.
But no.
Oh, you're into someone else.
This relationship is so fun.
Tell you what, you can go with me. We can get baked. We can dance to the smooth tunes of, what are they called? Brittany and the Drug Boys. It'll be fun. We'll count down to the new year together. BFFs 2029.
Aren't you and Jesse?
No, broke up. Yes, again.
Jesse's the Asian kid.
What is it with you two?
I don't know.
Uh-oh, what we got going on? People? Or infected? Oh, maybe an animal? It's a lot of blood, I feel like, for a person.
Okay, we're on.
Wait. We should go back and report it.
Recon, Cat! It's fucking recon!
Wait, guys.
There's a lot of blood. Oh man, a bear. Oh, man. That is grisly. Also, like, terrifying, right? Like, you see what it does to an infected, but the infected still mess that bear up, man. Because there are so many infected.
How many infected does it take to bring down a bear?
Mm-hmm.
Check out the van.
Ah, so they've been sheltering in the market.
Yeah, looks like at least one of them made it back in.
Maybe needed a nap after jumping that poor thing.
Eeh.
Hey, what do you call Grizzly's ribs?
Oh, yes, bad jokes. Barbecue. Love the bad
Did
jokes.
you just make that up?
Yeah.
Barbecue?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Oh man, the chemistry between these two is already fantastic.
So you think Hungry Boy's still alive in there?
Fucking hope so.
Hi. Oh, hi there. Here comes fun.
Happy? Hey, can we go back now, please?
So we're just gonna listen quick, see if any are in there. Which is definitely recon.
Yeah, what if there's a family in there? What if there's a toddler? Or a baby?
Freaking Ellie, man.
Fine.
Man.
If you hear anything, you come right back.
Jesse did say one or two. Take whatever you gotta do with the stragglers.
I'll give him 5 minutes.
Oh, there's definitely at least one in there.
2 more.
Two on two.
Okay, so 1-on-1. We've done that before. If you'd rather let the men handle it.
Ooh. Gonna get some good infected fun. Net one. Kinda rhymed. Hope y'all ain't walking into a hive. I love the way that they shoot these types of scenes, because it really does put you like right back into the game, like tension. Oh no. Because there's two. Switch to the knives because the guns will all come running. Yep. Use a bottle. Oh, they're nailing this relationship so well. Merced is... It's the thing I love the most is the casting in this show. The characters so represent the characters in the game so well. And dude, if your name... Employee of the market. That sounds like more than two. Careful, Ellie. Oh my god. Don't step on the glass, Ellie. Oh my god. Ellie should probably be in therapy. Did Dina get hers? Yep, sure did.
I have to shoot you in the face?
Not today.
Nice. Oh my god, before we leave, you gotta check out the employee.
Oh no!
Ellie! Ellie! You okay? I'm good. Nothing's broken. Are you alone?
Would seem like it for the moment.
I don't hear anything. I think we're good.
Are there spores down there though?
Figure out how to get you out. I don't see a way out. A bunch of padlocked doors. It's too far for me to drop down, so I can find a stairway or something and figure out a path back up here. Stay put. Yeah.
Yeah, like Ellie's gonna stay put.
Stay put. Yeah.
It's a little bit of that shuffling that I was talking about. Like there is, I don't know if it's at a grocery store, but there's a scene early in the game for sure where Ellie and Dina are doing stuff like that on patrol and Ellie falls and gets trapped. I really gotta finish watching those cinematics. Barely started. Best and worst dressed. Oh man. Well, there's a kitty. Is there someone else down there? Let him know. It's like, even though we know there's a cat, they got me wondering if there's more than that. Oh, what was that? I can't even tell. Was that a cat? That looked too big to be a cat. I don't think that's a cat. No, don't tap on anything that makes no. Oh yeah, that is a infected faux show. Oh god, be careful, Ellie. Stay on your toes. Don't turn your back. Really like how they're doing this out of focus stuff. I also love that the infected sound exactly like the game all the time. Oh, that is really creepy.
Run at me, fucker.
What?
Run at me!
Oh, that was not what you wanted to do, Ellie. Oh, shit. It could be anywhere. Get yourself to, like... Make sure there's no way it can come from behind you. Oh, it's definitely behind her. Oh, no. Oh, the sound design is so good. Turn around, Ellie. Oh, that's a cool visual. It's almost like it's like a crown almost. Oh, it's coming out her nose. Oh. Ellie, turn around. Oh. That's not good. Oh, come on, Ellie. It's like one of those where like it could bite her, but like the infection part ain't what's the threat. Could kill her. Oh my god. In the head, Ellie, put it down. Get her? Yeah, it sure did. Another bite mark scar to hide.
Over here.
You okay? Yeah. How was it? Just her.
So you're saying it was what? Smart?
I'm not saying it could do math or anything, but it didn't run at me. It did what we do. It took cover, planned, waited.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw this?
Mm-hmm. It was exactly like Ellie says.
How exactly is you two running into an unclear building qualify as following the rules? Obeying your captain?
Well, it wasn't like this was our first time. We've killed a lot of infected before.
And you're telling me what, if it were you and Joel, you wouldn't have come in?
Well, that ain't the same. Because it's different.
All right. Apologize to Kat and log your report with Jesse.
I do like getting to see more of these types of things inside the town.
Dina was lying. She didn't see anything, but I believe Ellie.
Maybe the smart one was a one-off.
Maybe.
Well, what about the other 6 that brought down the grizzly?
Yeah, well, 6 ain't good, but it's not exactly a ward.
Not yet. I don't know, just lately I've had a feeling.
A feeling?
Something be coming.
Reality is nothing but a collective hunt. Lily told me.
4 hours till New Year's. We adjourn?
Adjourned.
Yeah, like I said, I like getting to see more of the inner workings of the town, the type of stuff that you could add, you know, to extend out your storytelling. Where I always say, I think 4 seasons for really great shows is like a perfect number. You see so many shows that are top end do really well over the course of 4 seasons. Oh, man. Always got to cover up. So, you know, it would make sense to add things that Druckman didn't get to put directly into the game sometimes. She's a tough little SOB, man. Barbecue. She like Dina. Don't F it up. Don't F it up.
Come in.
Joel.
Better?
Just come to see if you were going to that thing tonight. Be good to show your face.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know.
This breaks my heart, man, seeing the two of them like this.
You been playing much?
Enough, yeah.
Oh, I wonder if he's gonna play the song that he opens the game with. That would be cool.
Strings are shot. I'll put some new ones on for you.
You don't have to do that.
Get it back tomorrow.
Could've just tried to talk to her, Joel. So I think, if my memory serves, like I said, the game, when it makes the jump, picks up the day after New Year's Eve. And then you get flashbacks to this night, and this is literally spot on. Like, oh, I love it so much. 2029. It's crazy how much Merced looks like Dina with her hair up like that, though.
Tell me about it. Had to get half drunk just to show up.
She's putting on quite the show.
Oh man, that Dina energy is so strong though. I love it.
You guys will be back together in 2 weeks, tops.
Not gonna happen.
Why?
Ellie, hey, what took you so long? Come on, let's go.
Hey, don't forget, you got early patrol, so get some rest.
Sure, yeah. I have a very serious question for you. How bad do I smell?
Like a hot pile of garbage.
Oh, okay.
Whoa,
This chemistry is so perfect.
Hi. Smoked a lot.
Ellie's like, what is happening? What do I do? Dina's like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Every guy in this room is staring at you right now.
Oh man.
Maybe they're staring at you.
Oh, it's so good.
They're not.
Maybe they're jealous of you.
No reason to be. I'm not a threat.
I think they should be terrified of you.
Hey. It's a family event.
This guy.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Man, that's just, when they nail it, man.
What did you just say?
That boy Joel.
Let's take a walk.
Are you okay?
What is wrong with you?
Ellie, come on.
I don't need your fucking help.
That's slow, man. I hate seeing them like that. So you just want them to talk. Oh, man, I really do hate seeing them like that, you know. Oh, man. The infected and the infection is evolving through the pipes. Yikes. Who dat? Oh, you know, that must be Abby and her group. 5 years of searching. They finally come across Jackson. I guess I have no general idea of, like, what's what when you're going from, like, Seattle to where Jackson is. Oh, man. That first episode was so good. Really, really well handled. Really well executed. Again, like you talk about, like, the new ads and, you know, like all the new characters. I think the casting has been, as you would expect, phenomenal. Watching Isabella Merced just so lock into Dina's DNA is great. And like I said, you know, I really like seeing more of the inner workings of the town, elements that exist in the game but are played out and, you know, structured, I think, slightly differently. But like when they nail it, they so nail it. And it's one of my favorite things when it comes to the adaptation. Like I've said many times during season 1 and lead up to season 2, like having the creator involved in the process of making the adaptation, and it just leads to perfection for me.
Moth. That probably means change and growth.
No.
Here's some of the flashbacky stuff.
So what's a moth?
Death. If you believe in that shit.
This season on The Last of Us.
Come up with a plan.
Let's just do what we came to do.
That cult, man.
You lunatics have bows and arrows and superstition. So tell me, how are we going to lose?
Get on the ground! No!
That's
One of your wolves comes to see the...
some of the stuff I think you could slide up from the middle of the game.
And I'll keep going if you want.
More flashback stuff.
So what do you want to do?
Order!
Oh, man.
Jackson, come in. Jackson!
Oh, so I can't wait. I do. It's funny. I was just talking. Oh, let's get.
We had
let's
a
get
sense
inside
that
the
season 2
episode.
would somehow be a little bit bigger.
Needs to be.
We did not anticipate the size until we were really into it.
Ooh, love that.
The drama is bigger. The action
Yes.
is bigger.
Yes.
The stunts, the sets.
Yes.
Understood. What we were doing was absolutely beyond season 1.
As it should be.
In every sense of scale.
Yeah, baby. Season 2, episode 1.
Ellie has matured a lot from season 1. I think season 1 she was Very much a kid, relied on Joel for everything, trusted him with every part of her, and now she's gone through her teenage years, she's establishing a sense of who she is. This solid bond and trust with Joel has been tested.
Mm-hmm.
Joel is clearly struggling with his relationship with Ellie. Something is not right.
When we see Ellie and Joel for the first time in this season, you're like, what happened?
Mm-hmm. It's very much how it is in the game.
Father-daughter duo, and now they're almost estranged.
Joel is starting to be aware, somewhere deep down, that the problem that exists between him and Ellie stems from the lie that he told.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just commit acts of violence, walk away, and have your story end. The repercussions create more of them.
Yep, sure do.
And so the chain reaction has begun again.
Like, you have a life, Ellie.
It did strike me that everybody that survives an apocalypse has stuff that is traumatizing to them.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't a therapist be an actually valuable person?
Yeah.
Joel would probably be sitting down to talk to a therapist. He's talking to her about the problem that he wants her to address.
But not the problem itself. Yep.
Gail knows there's more to the story than Joel's telling her, but she's run out of patience.
The idea of Gail and this therapist came before we tied her back to Eugene. Eugene is this character that we feel his presence, but he's already dead by the time we hear about him in the video game.
Yep.
It felt like that was a character ripe to exploit in some way on this show.
She's lost her patience with him.
That is
Maybe
why I love
alcohol's given her a little more nerve.
Druckman and Mazin's
Stick it in, I guess, in some other sessions, but what's the point?
collaboration.
If anything, he's moving more and more away from acknowledging what he's actually done. He's trying to do the right thing, and in his mind, there never was a choice to sacrifice something that he couldn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was important to share right up front that there were real people that were impacted by Joel's decisions and his actions.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what are they gonna do next?
He'll help me find him.
Yes. I'll help you find him.
Guy looks like a friend of mine.
Season is about the consequence of violence. How far will you go in that pursuit of justice? You are feeling righteous and just.
And this is when we meet Abby for the first time. She is broken here. And if she reminds you a little bit, say, of what Joel, when he lost his daughter, well, that's
not unintentional. Yeah.
When we lose somebody who's taken from us violently for reasons that don't seem fair or logical, the chain reaction begins.
I like that he keeps calling it a chain reaction.
It's an extremely strong woman, but also a person who is sort of riddled with grief. The loss of her dad has sort of really taken over. And that becomes the catalyst for her journey.
I'm a little surprised that they let her say that for this episode.
Dina became a really interesting person that Ellie becomes infatuated with, and we see that throughout this episode, that it's not only her friend and someone she respects and admires, it's someone that she likes. Quite know how to deal with it because she's Ellie and she's awkward.
To Ellie, Dina is this sort of untouchable, popular girl in town, and Ellie could never imagine Dina ever being interested in her.
At the beginning of episode 1, they're already besties. I think it's like similar humor, not lack of respect for authority. Okay, but show me why I should respect your authority. I'm not just gonna give it to you blindly.
She sort of has all of the qualities that Ellie doesn't. Dina's very logical and very type A.
Yeah.
Ellie's the brawn and Dina's the brains, I think.
This makes them such a great duo.
They're so nailing it.
The infected are obviously a big part of the show. What we wanted was to show a kind of evolution.
Yeah, it's cool.
How our characters dealt with the infected, but the infected themselves.
How do we escalate? How do we show that this cordyceps outbreak is not static, it's evolving over time? And what is horrific for Ellie is that she sees they are smart.
Yeah, I love this so much.
It's a different kind of infected. They don't just run in a straight line to you, they run away. They stay silent, they hide.
Yeah, I really like that element a lot.
I think the Stalker really freaks Ellie out because she's never seen anything like this. She doesn't know how to handle it. And so Ellie is going into this completely blind. She has the benefit of being immune, but I think she's just really thrown by the whole experience.
Oh, I love it so much. New Year's Eve.
As much as I can try and direct and pick angles, so much of it comes down to casting.
Cast said it from the jump.
The New Year's Eve dance scene was so beautiful. I remember walking onto that set and just being like, wow, this is stunning.
Just like the game, man.
And then obviously what happens in the scene, Ellie and Dina connect for the first time.
Dina's one step ahead at all times. It's like she's already thought about all of it. Like she sort of premeditates everything that happens.
I think everyone was just really wanting to make it beautiful.
Sparks were flying, sort of felt iconic and in a way magical.
And then for that moment to be broken.
Oh, Seth, I hate him.
In his own way is watching out for this community and feels like this is inappropriate for what's happening. And then for that moment to be broken with violence by Joel.
Always.
And then to really see how much at odds these characters are.
Breaks your heart, man.
They're not at all where we left them in season 1. And Ellie not only yells at Joel for stepping in because she just wants to be her own person. She does not want to be protected by him anymore. She inadvertently humiliates him in front of the whole team. And we're just left with that awful feeling, just like Ellie is left with that awful feeling at the end of this really beautiful sequence. And you realize so much of the story is going to be about perspective.
Oh, yes.
Who the heroes are and who the villains are is based on where you're standing.
Yup. Oh, man. So good. I love that Druckman said that, because I think my favorite part about part 2 is how he plays with perspective in the game. It's unlike anything I've seen before in a video game, and very much in the moment of playing it. Like, I remember getting to the end of the game, and this was before you knew there was a show, but I was like, I don't know if you could tell that story and have it be as impactful and effective as it is in any medium other than a video game. Because when you're playing a video game, you know, like Druckman says there, perspective is all about where you're standing. Who the good guys are and who the bad guys are based on where you're standing. And because you literally become these characters to some degree, like when you play a video game, you are controlling that person. You are living their story vicariously through, you know, animated characters on a screen, but because you're making all the decisions and you're doing all the actions and you're fighting off infective or, you know, people, it's one of those where you really create a different type of bond. And it's really interesting, like I said, to kind of put up front that Abby was directly impacted by the Firefly events. That's something that you don't learn till much later in the game. You just know that clearly Joel is somebody who wronged Abby, and then, like, part of that perspective is, I guess, spoilers. If you've never played the game, you, like, a good middle chunk of the game, you are playing as Abby in Abby's story. And the understanding and the revealing of her perspective is something that is extremely impactful in the video game. And it's one of those where you don't learn that she's connected to the Fireflies. Like I said, for the longest time, before you start to play her story, you just know she's somebody who Joel impacted with a decision that he made. So I thought it was interesting to show that they're Fireflies right from the gate. But they were still hiding the big reveal, which is that one of the people that Joel kills in that moment and in that sequence was her dad. And very interesting that they let Deaver say that in the first episode with, like, recap without it, or diving into the first episode, whatever they call it, without revealing it in the show. But it's one of those where you talk about perspective. When you find that piece out, so many things are different because you've been playing as Abby. So it's one of those things where when it comes to season 1, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Mazin and Druckman play with perspective, because that's the magic trick of the game, you know, is you end up having to play as Abby, who seems like an adversary, but you start to understand her perspective, and the way you feel changes. And I'll be fascinated to see how the show plays with that and gets you to understand things, if they do that at all in this season. Like I said, I feel like you could very much sprinkle Abby in, and I think shuffle some story beats and some elements to see exactly how you're going to adapt the story that we were given in the video game. But I love hearing Druckman talk about perspective right after the first episode, because perspective is such a massive point of the game. And then I could listen to him and Mazin talk about how they build this world and this story like all day, and seeing the advancements, like evolving the infected, and how they're doing that, and why they're doing that, and how it creates a different element in the story, how they thrive off of this presence of violence, right? Like, Joel and his violent acts have very strong repercussions, and it's one of those where connecting that feeling of how Joel felt when his daughter dies at the beginning of season 1 with how Abby is feeling at the beginning of season 2, I think is a really cool perspective, but like a cool way to kind of play with how violent acts impact people throughout the course of the show, and then to tie it by the end of the episode to Joel interrupting what's going on between Seth, Dina, and Ellie with a violent act and leading to Ellie's outburst. Like, you just listen to these two guys talk, and you just, obviously Druckman understands this stuff frontwards and backwards because he wrote it when it comes to the game, and these are his characters. But I love when you listen to Mazin, they feel symbiotic, and like his love of this world, of the games, of the story, and how you bring it to life on television to achieve a lot of the same things, I think is really, really fun to watch and listen. It's one of the things I love best about the inside the episode with this show, is because this is a story that we know. And I guess maybe this is like the way Thrones fans probably felt in the early days, listening to how the show was being adapted from the books. You very much feel that with how they're adapting the show, and the tweaks and the changes. Again, it's like you get to enhance the story that you got in the video game in certain ways, like showing us more of what day-to-day life is like, what this town is like, how you play with the fractured elements of Joel and Ellie's relationship, and then seeing how they can adapt something like the New Year's Eve dance so perfectly. Like, it's almost spot on, beat for beat, moment for moment, identical. And I think Mazin and Druckman are very good at picking the spots where it's like, we are not going to break from how this was in the game because it was perfect in the game. Why change it? But also finding ways to lengthen the story, give you some different elements that do enhance the baseline of what you get in the game. And I think episode 1 does, much like season 1, does all of it so perfectly. I think it's a really good start. I think you layered so many things into this episode while making it a simple, straightforward story, right? Like, you're just seeing one day. You're understanding how life is different for Joel and Ellie, and how life is working inside of the community of Jackson. But you're also layering it with all these things. You've got this character in Abby who's been wronged and has been looking for Joel for 5 years. You have this fractured element between Joel and Ellie's relationship. You are seeing the evolution of the infected, and how it's one of those things when it comes to zombie type games where when you get multiple entries inside of that stuff, you start to kind of see like, oh, there can be sort of an evolution to these things. It's the way they survive, right? Human beings have survived as long as we have because our brains have evolved, and we've been able to build more things and create more things. And to see a threat like the infected start to evolve raises the stakes. And I think all those elements being at play in an episode that's very straightforward, and how it's told, you really are laying a lot of different elements. You know, how violence impacts people. That's been a theme through the first season, through both games. Very present here in you know, season 2's first episode. Just the way that Mazin is able to layer all of those things, like there's a lot happening. You know, you get Joel in therapy, and that scene was great. I love the way they shoot that, and the back and forth between him and, you know, Catherine O'Hara's character, tying the character of Eugene from the game to that character is a really cool add too. And that's one of those things where, again, it's like the evolution of the storytelling. Like, you have a different medium, we can play with things a different way. We're going to respect the source material, we're going to adapt it correctly, but there are things that you can add in and take things, you know, much like episode 4 from season 1, right? Like, there's something that's so small in the game, and you find a way to expand that story and make it impactful and really give us something beautiful in a world that doesn't have very much beautiful. So then to do something like what you do there, it's like you take a character that has an impact that's, you know, from the game, tying it to someone else and someone who's willing to help that person. Again, the violence Joel inflicts and the consequences and repercussions. It's a thematical element that you're going to see them play with all season, and it's a genius move to add something like that to a character like a therapist and how they play with it. And it's just one of those where it's like every time I watch one of these episodes, you just sit there and go, this show's in such perfect hands with Craig Mazin, and having Druckman involved, the DNA never feels off. And that's why I love this show so much. So I think that's a great first episode, man. It just it establishes so many new things and layers so many elements of thematical things that you're going to play with throughout the course of the season. I think it's really, really, really well done. The question is, what about you? To my gamers, first and foremost, don't spoil anything that you know, but how well do you think that first episode is representative of the game? What things in this adaptation do you like? What changes? What additions? What in this first episode is working and getting you excited for the rest of the season? Do you see potentially how you could be adapting the story, and are you liking the choices that Mazin and Druckman are making so far? And for my non-gamers, what do you think? You know, after spending a season establishing these two characters as a father-daughter type duo, how impactful is it to see that fractured 5 years later? Does it hit you? Does it strike a chord? What do you think of the evolution of the infected? What do you think of how day-to-day life works in Jackson? What do you think of the new characters? What do you think of the chemistry and the relationship between someone like Ellie and Dina? Anything that you guys got, good, bad, indifferent, on episode 1 of season 2 of The Last of Us, put it down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime, we're talking movies, TV, trailer reactions, you want to be here next week when we watch episode 2, you dig the vibe, you want to show a little love and support, come join C-Maniac Nation. Super easy. Jump over there, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. Until next time for the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace.
C-Maniac Nation, you look nervous. Is it the scars? Would you like to know where I got them? No? Well, then maybe you'd like to see another video with the C-Man. How about up here or over here? And if you really dig the C-Man, well, then show him a little love right over there.